Hey guys, Thunder E here and welcome to our gaming review of the Lenovo Y740 15-inch. Now this is a very interesting laptop from Lenovo because they've changed the design aesthetic of the Legion line, which of course stands for the Y740. And I've got to say, I like the new look. I like the new look because you've got just some really nice aesthetics with this laptop. First off is the fact that the Legion logo lights up. So the Y in the Legion logo lights up when you're using it. Again, giving you some of that gaming essentials without actually overdoing it. That's one of the things I like about it. It's not too much here, but you also have, of course, a new design, which that 180-degree hinge. So when you actually open up your laptop, you can lay it flat all the way through. If you want to do that, that's fine. But it just shows some of the design aesthetics with it, plus the angles and the back lip. Everything looks really cool. And in terms of weight, this thing is actually pretty light. Now you can see the lighting around, so you've got that blue lighting, you've got RGB lighting around this laptop, which is really nice. And this is powered by the Corsair iQ, so you can go ahead and customize your lighting whichever way you want. And what I've noticed with this laptop is you find a couple of pieces of software in there from there's one from Corsair for the keyboard, which is nice. There's also the Advantage from Lenovo, which showcases everything in the system. So it showcases you your specs. And speaking of specs, we're looking at a 8th generation Core i7 8750H. We've got 16 gigs of RAM in here. We've got a Samsung SSD 256 with 1 terabyte extra storage, so you've got enough storage and space for all your games here. Display is a 1080p display. It's nice, it's solid, gives you some really nice vibrant look, though I'm not a fan of the bottom lip and the bottom facing camera. Companies, please just stop doing that. To me, that's just something I wouldn't like to see, but the display is really nice in that respect. Now, with that software, as I mentioned, you can go ahead and customize a bunch of things. Wi-Fi security, you can do rapid charge, which is great, so you can actually have a faster charger in your laptop, especially after a gaming session, you want to use it. And of course, you've got a GTX 2070 Max SKU. Is an RTX card to give you RTX graphics in there, and we're going to check out some of the gameplay from two different, of course, games, namely Tomb Raider and Battlefield 5, especially just with RTX ratings in here. Now the keyboard is nice, good travel, although I wish it was wider and took most of the space here. The edges, the keyboard is more narrow centered. The trackpad is good and responsive though, but for gaming, of course, you're going to be using your own mouse. Now when it comes to ports, right, on your on your right hand side, you do have a USB port, and then the left, a USB Type-C, as well as a headphone jack. Now when we flip around to the back of the device, right there, you can see a plethora of ports here. And this is what I actually like about the system, is that the ports at the back, it doesn't interfere with your gaming if you've got your hands by the side or anything like that. So you get your nice gaming session. You've got your Ethernet port, you've got a USB HDMI, you've got a display port here. You've also got your power plug, the standard Lenovo power plug. Again, making for some very easy connectivity, all plugged in the back, as it should be with the computer. I do like the side ports with the USB 3.0 and of course Thunderbolt on the other side on this. So that's what you have with this system. It's priced at like $1549. So basically this is $1599. So this is about a $600 laptop here. But what do you get with that graphics setting? So when we take a look at games like Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, lovely looking game. Of course, it's RTX capable here. When you're running the game, just standard mode, full specs, ultra and everything, 1080p, of course, is the display resolution. You can hit 70 to 80 frames per second on this thing, and it runs butter smooth, really nice, really solid, and I like that. I like that with it. Now when we move over to RTX graphics with this, it drops down to about 63 frames per second. Sometimes drops a little bit lower than 60, but again, still ran really smooth. Now you can see some of the details with the RTX graphics, maybe not as much as I would like to see, but enough to say, okay, you know, this is not bad. This is cool. Now, moving over to Battlefield 5. Battlefield 5 in terms of just standard graphics on the system here, you're looking at about 73, 74 frames per second, everything in ultra maxed out. You know, gameplay is frantic. I died a lot. I haven't played Battlefield in a while, so this was a little bit off-putting, just dying quite constantly. But you can clearly see it looks good, especially from the captures from the system. It looks really sharp, really vibrant. Looks good there. Again, 73 frames per second, which is nice. Now, when we move over to RTX graphics, it drops down to about 64 all the way. Actually goes up to about 73. That's the range you're getting there. Again, this system does not. You will do all that, of course, plugged in. Battery power, basically, there's a CPU limiter, so it basically downclocks the system so that you don't actually push it that much. But that being said, though, I have to say, though, gaming with this thing was really solid. It handled really well. And I think this is a solid laptop at its price for something with RTX graphics that does a really good job. Now, when it comes to heating, though, you can see the temperatures we got from the system. As from the vents, you're pushing about 105 degrees, and it does blow loud off those vents. So you're gonna hear whether it's the bottom vent or the side, the back vents, again, because of the design here. While on the keyboard, while gaming, it's about in the 90s or so. It's a little cooler around there. So I do like that. Yes, it does blow out a lot of air around, but on the system itself, it feels much cooler to actually use and handle. Now, I've talked a lot and you guys have heard what I have to say. I do like this laptop, but I'm going to just show you some gaming performance of it so you just get an idea of what it actually looks like while actually gaming, and also some capture from it. And again, if you have any questions, any comments about Lenovo Y740 15-inch, let us know. I definitely recommend this if you're looking for a laptop with RTX graphics, a 2070 Max-Q, and a solid performer all around. The one thing I would say is my caveat is that there is some bloatware, especially with McAfee software that keeps popping up. That's something I didn't like, especially just considering the fact that Windows has built-in antivirus. This is something that I don't like. Otherwise, you can still uninstall it. And again, this is Windows. You can do whatever you want to with the system. But leave your thoughts down below. Enjoy some gameplay and have a good day.
I'm fucking dying here! Medic! I'm dying! Please, I need help!
Howlers. Someone must be around. Hello? Jonah? Miguel? Can you hear me? Where are you? I didn't know the storm would hit so hard. This is all my fault. I should have listened to Jonah, thought it through. I never should have taken that dagger. I hope no one else was hurt. No other village destroyed. Part of the plane landed here. My gear's in that cargo. I'll need to cut it down.